Hello guys, this is a weird one. So this is Andy Payne. Andy's joined me today to talk to you guys about the BGI. Yeah, we're back.
The British Games Institute.
So we need 10,000 signatures to get the government to at least say, all right, yeah, we heard you. So we are, what are we up to now? About 7.5?
Yeah, 7.7.
7.7. So we're nearly 8. So
yeah.
If you guys could stop this video, just pause it and go and click the link below and sign up, and then come back and find out why you signed up. That'd be brilliant. Cool, welcome back. So, Andy, why do we need the BGI?
Why do we need the BGI is a very, very good question. Video games, which has been part of my life, I've never had a proper job. I've always made games for a living. Video games have never really had any sort of public funding, government support, call it what you like.
Yeah.
And and that's a strength in some ways, okay? Because we are like severely independent.
It's been super commercial focused,
really,
and
really
always,
focused, and the UK's made some like amazing games down the years. But, and there is a but, I think in a kind of post-Brexit world, we need our government to really understand that there's so much talent in this country, so much like motivated talent that needs some ways of finding, funding, training, diversity, all that stuff. They just need a little hand. Mm-hmm. And there is a precedent.
Yep.
There's the British Film Institute.
Right.
Okay. And they
so the
make
BFI.
Films. The BFI make.
Okay.
They spent £129 million, a lot of money, in 4 years.
Okay.
Making brilliant films like Pride, for example.
Yeah.
Which, wouldn't have got made commercially because it just wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And then there's TV. So like the BBC and Channel 4 are publicly funded.
Yeah.
And they make great shows like, Gogglebox, Top Gear, Sherlock, Doctor Who.
Sherlock was filmed actually along here. So if you've seen the Victorian one, that's where we are. Same production values as well, I think, because this is in 4K. So there you go.
Hey,
there you go.
Right.
We see exactly.
But that cash comes from the government, but it comes from us, the people who pay taxes.
Yeah.
And also people who buy the National Lottery.
Yes.
So the National Lottery funds into the BFI, the British Film Institute, and obviously the licence fee funds into the BBC. So that stuff, public money gets made, allows people to create stuff that's not necessarily immediately commercial.
No.
Right? So what I mean by immediately commercial, if any of you are watching Blue Planet at the moment, on BBC,
it's good, isn't it? Blimey.
That's not a commercial thing.
No, you can buy it on Blu-ray. Well, you can buy Planet Earth 2 on Blu-ray. I got that in UHD. Looks cracking. But I guess that you'll be able to buy that, and it becomes a commercial enterprise later on.
And if you're commissioning that, i.e. somebody's
Let's carry on around this way. I picked right next to the roadworks. Bristol's having the Metro bus done, which is a great use of public money. Not. But, everyone tries stuff. So with the budgets and stuff, like, is this money that could be going to the NHS and stuff like that?
All tax can be allocated to things like the NHS, but the National Lottery is not set up to support the NHS or the weapons industry or teaching.
No.
The National Lottery is for British culture.
Yeah.
So what we're asking for via the British Games Institute, the BGI, is a fair share of that.
Yeah.
We are an incredible country for making video games. We're like, one of the top 5 in the world, punch well above our weight, with very little support from government. Government are woken up to that now, so we have got tax breaks that we get on our video games. That helps a lot.
And those are administered currently by the BFI.
Yeah, the BFI help us.
Okay.
Let's props to them. They've been allocated to help us. They do that, and that's amazing.
Yeah. But they don't have the focus.
No, and I think we want
the understanding. I think they would probably agree with that. I think they're the film industry. Yeah, they know film. And the problem is we don't have the voice championing games in the same way. And you said yourself, like, you've never had a proper job. But the reality is you have. This is a proper job. I have a proper job. Every time, we appear on like the local news, I end up getting some, guy in his 60s just kind of being incredulous. Oh, hang on, you play games? We got a bigger audience than they do.
Well,
but there's no one out there saying, hey, this is legitimate forms of entertainment, of craft and culture. And we need that.
That's exactly right. And I think it's that having a centre of gravity for the games industry in this country. Again, post-Brexit, we need everything we can. We've got to have a place which breathes our games culture, supports our games culture, lives our games culture. Because guess what? making games is really, really tough.
Yeah,
really tough. You've got to use, fantastic artistic skills, fantastic engineering skills, fantastic computing skills. It's a bit like architecture.
Yeah.
And we're in a place where
exactly.
there's some
Stunning
amazing architecture,
isn't it?
It's amazing why? Because it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing why? Because it's been here 250 years and the roof hasn't fallen in.
And
so
this is all protected. This is an area where we've said this is culturally important. This is something that has value, and we should care about that and make sure that we help preserve that.
Well,
I think that's another thing that you're going to find. The BGI is going to help encourage that Britishness and those talent that we have, but equally helping diversify some of that as well, and help kind of people in slightly more disenfranchised areas who maybe don't have access to the kit. Maybe we can give them access to the kit or access to the education and the tools so they can learn to make these things. Because there's only so many games made by a white middle class man before you start reaching a point where you're like, are we recycling the same concepts here? Exactly. I love Marvel films. They heavily influenced my idea of a lot of things. And then you look back on it, and I just watched Thor. That's all Viking mythology and stuff like that. Black Panther's coming out. That's going to be a lot more kind of African-inspired stuff in there. There's all this tapestry to draw from to create great entertainment. And we're in Bristol, which is a city of immigrants. And we're in the UK, which is a country of immigrants. Like we're all made up of everything. So it's one of those things where I think there's a huge opportunity in front of us. So we're going to cross the road here safely. So it is a green man. So exactly, we're allowed to cross. But I think we have this opportunity in front of us. So that the budget's out. Is it next week?
The budget's on the Chancellor of the Exchequer. The Chief Financial Officer of the UK will make his budget on the 22nd of November. That's next Wednesday.
We're way too late for that. Surely it must already be locked in.
No. Stuff goes all the way.
But, really?
But what's important is that the creative industries sector. So us gamers stand alongside filmmakers, TV makers, architects, advertising, fashion, publishing. All that stuff. The creative industries is a massive sector for the UK. It's the fastest growing economic sector. That means it's going to provide the jobs of the future, the jobs of now and the jobs of the future. Okay, I'm sure it's great to work in McDonald's and stuff like that, but you want a bit something.
Well, I don't think you can now. Every time I go in there, I use a machine. Exactly, and it won't be long before the machine cooks the burgers and gives me the food and stuff. And that's great. I'm all for unexpected items being in bagging areas. That's part of the joy of shopping now. But equally, it's because we're meant to aspire to do, more. And I think exactly that there's so much possibilities out there, and we need games.
The game. So making a game means you can make a robot to make the world a much more interesting place.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to be in that space, man, and we just need to be doing that more and more. And our young people need those chances. Other countries all around the world, they're getting on with it.
So are there examples around the world where this has been done and it works?
Yeah, so in Scandinavia, where Sweden, Finland, Norway to be specific, they're really taking
the Nordics always have it right, don't they?
They've just got it sorted, and they're really spending a massive amount of attention ensuring the video games is sewn into their culture and sewn into their society and their economic fabric. They're doing this stuff. We can do it. We will definitely do it. We're just being a little bit slow, and I think our politicians are getting to understand now how important games are culturally. Games are everywhere. Great, at last. When I said I'd never had a proper job, I have had plenty of proper jobs, but no one understands them.
No, exactly. My mum doesn't know what I do, really. And it is those sort of things when, I'll appear on BBC local radio and she'll be thrilled. And I'll be like, Mum, but that's not... what I do normally goes out to more people, it reaches more, it does more, and she's like, no, but that's what she understands. And I think, we're in a place now where, games are, everyone plays games. Some people say that they're a gamer, but everyone plays games. And it's that argument, people used to be like, no one says, do you like music? It's what kind of music do you like? You know, what kind of games do you like, and things like that. And I think,
do you like film?
Yeah, do you like film? Like, oh no,
kind of cool with film.
Exactly,
I like some films.
Exactly, it's always going to be, of course, I like action films. I like, you know, romantic films. I like comedies. I like, you know, everyone's got their genres. I like MOBAs, I like MMOs, I like FPSs, I like console games, I like mobile games. You know, we've got all these different things in the games industry.
And that's all evolving anyway. The whole thing's evolving, the language is evolving, you know, and there's like probably millions of people who play video games but play one game. They play FIFA all the time. Great, they won't think about playing anything else. So what? They enjoy it, they probably enjoy watching football, they probably enjoy playing football, and they certainly enjoy playing FIFA. That's great.
And it's a great thing. It strengthens that industry, this industry, all industries. It's great. So what we need you guys to do is we need you to click on the link that's in the description, okay, and sign the change.org petition. If we get 10,000 signatures, we at least get a response from the government. And at least then they can see that this is a serious thing and it is warranted and merited. And I think it's deserved. Like, I think that the games industry contributes so much to the UK, and to not have a voice in there that says, oh yeah, you're spending all this money on cultural stuff, on TV, film and games, and at the moment it's being administered by people who have a focus on film and TV. Games aren't getting their fair share.
No, they're not.
And that's the problem.
This is our time. You know, this is our time now. And it's, you know, without getting too serious, there's a huge amount of work that's gone into making this proposal to the government. It's not going to stop at the budget. It's just a start, really. This is going to happen. The more people that get behind it, the faster that stuff happens. It's going to happen. Because why is it going to happen? Because it's the right thing to do. You know, the population of this country have been underrepresented in games for too long. It's like, come on, this is our chance.
So if it goes ahead, who's going to be heading it up?
Well, that's a matter for the kind of the founding father is Ian Livingstone.
Okay.
He is our Jeremy Corbyn.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He won't like me saying that, but just let him know. Ian, you are Jeremy Corbyn.
Okay.
He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
But no, in terms of who heads it up, that would be a process where, you know, recruitment would be done and the government do that stuff.
Yeah.
But they'd have to recruit game specialists.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, there's the few of us that have put this thing together. We're interested in the thing happening, not as in, oh, we need jobs.
Yeah, no.
You know, could you imagine?
Yeah.
But no. So it's going to happen. It's a question of time. But all of you watching this can make it happen faster.
Yeah.
And you know, we just want the Republic of Games in Britain to be represented, and to do good work, and to, you know, to encourage more people to find out about the amazing opportunities in games as jobs, real jobs.
Yeah.
You know, diverse jobs. Kids who haven't got no opportunity, suddenly the British Games Institute, the BGI, is there, and they get a break. I
mean, I remember when I was younger, you know, I wanted to make games, and at the time in Bristol there was Pivotal Games and stuff like that, and so we had a studio. Sadly, they're no longer with us, as is the way. But that at least gave me that kind of the notion, I guess, that it was possible.
Yeah, pathway.
Like, it was like, oh, hang on, well, they're here. I wouldn't even have to like move to another place or, you know, do all the logistics stuff. I just need to learn how to do it. You know, spoiler, I don't make games. But
you make content.
Exactly, but I had that, you know, opportunity, and it always felt like it was something that was possible.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a huge amount of talent out there in the UK that just needs to know, you can make games. You know, there are mechanisms that will support you, and it can help then make a whole business. You know, if you look at the Yogscast, you know, we started as two friends, you know, kind of making World of Warcraft videos that had the backing and the success from an audience that allowed us then to grow out and find all these other great people to work with. But there's no reason to say that had it been a game that had the support of a grant to get started, so we didn't have to worry about, you know, paying rent as much and rush a product out the door that was unfinished. You can focus and you can get it. Maybe you have to employ more talent. You get more creativity and input in there. You know, there's numerous amounts of advantages to something like this.
Formal structure to understand how you pitch to get finance. Formal structure in a mentoring network. So, you know, people like who have done something in games can spread their knowledge and help others. Because, you know, it's not all about money. It's also about time, and it's about having that place where kids can go, you know what, I want to do this, but there's a few things here that can help me, and they've got to get the discipline of understanding that it's not just a kind of like cozy little club. You've got to actually pitch and be, you know, have a compelling reason. But there's mentors, there's older people who've done it, can put back. None of that exists at the moment. It exists in the film business, it exists in the TV business, in other businesses, but the games business, we've always been a little bit more, well, we're just younger as an industry. I mean, we're only like 35, 40 years old, really. So the film industry is over 100 years.
Yeah.
You know, TV's kind of 80. So I suppose we're a little bit just behind the timeline, except that I would say we could go much faster.
Yeah.
And I think with this initiative, you know, UK government, listen to your people.
There you go.
Listen to your people.
So we need you guys to have the voice be heard. So support it. Click the link below. If we can get to 10K, that would be amazing. At least gives us, you know, a next level to go on. If we get past 10K, even better. So please do support it if you've been motivated by these words. If you're still indifferent, I think I'm going to go find Ian Livingston. We're going to go get Ian, and we'll see if we can get him to convince you. But click below, sign up, support. Is there anything you'd leave them with, Andy? Anything that we haven't covered already?
No, games is all part of our life. Make sure it's part of your life. And thank you for listening, and thank you for signing. And if you don't sign, that's cool too.
That's fine. That's cool. But sign it. All right? Don't let me down. Bye.